Warning. The views and thoughts and opinions of just enjoy.
How to say ladies and gentlemen in gender neutral terms.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo.
If I'm wrong about Kevin Batul, I will happily do that. I have no problem being wrong if it's something that even, if it's something I really believe in, like 10 years ago, the first time when people were like, well, give him a chance. You don't know. He could be a good president. You don't know. I know he's never done it before and he's got zero, political experience and has no comprehension or understanding of how to run this or any other form of government, but you don't know. So
I mean, who knew? I mean, like, he hasn't had any bankrupt, businesses or who knew, Craig?
Not I. I mean, yeah,
knew.
Yeah. So I'm happy to be like, and I'm getting the same thing too, Dan. Oh, you just want to be right. I don't have to be right all the time. And if I'm wrong about something, tell me, call it out. I will definitely. I posted retractions. I've done public apologies when I'm wrong or I thought something was right. I've even been wrong on this show. I've even said something that was historically inaccurate.
You just did last week, and Dana was like, this is what it was. And we were like, okay.
Okay.
Imagine that.
That's how it goes.
That's crazy.
Yes, that is crazy. Now, I mean, Dana's still wrong for putting Steamboat and Youngblood versus the Briscoes at number 11, but we'll get to that later.
We might get to it first if I'm waiting for. We'll see. I'll give a couple more minutes, but yeah, it's just like, no, I would have liked. I want to be wrong about a lot of things that I'm negative about. I would love to be wrong, but there's a reason I'm negative. It's because I can read. Yeah,
and your eyes and your ears work. So
don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry that offends you. I'm not actually sorry. I don't care. Like I don't. I'm not your mama. I don't know how to help you. Like, if you want to be angry with me, that's fine. But you know what?
Oh, what a time to be alive!
Yes, what a great time to be alive.
Yeah. Why is that, Derek?
I mean, John Harbaugh is the new coach of the New York Football Giants.
Did he hire him? Did they hire him? Oh, shit.
I've been waiting all day to hear that. I heard that yesterday.
Right. Nice.
That's great. I mean, the playoffs have been amazing in football. That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. And
have they been amazing? You like that? Did you
like
that, Derek?
Look at all the great things that have happened to Derek in the last, 48, 72 hours. The playoffs are going great. John Harbaugh is your new New York Giants coach. He got a haircut. Oh, wait.
No, but my child is dancing to Feel It Still to the left of me. I don't know why he loves this song.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Hopefully the Mets assign Kyle Tucker before I go to bed.
All right.
So,
okay. Dude. It was going to do well. Well, it's your show, and we only got a limited amount of time. So, what do you want to talk about first? Go
for it. I know you've been chomping at the bit, dude.
My guy Powerhouse.
Yeah.
Yes,
is WWE bound, and the Collision show doesn't air till Saturday. So if they wanted to really Lex Luger this thing, they could put him on SmackDown tomorrow and just mess with Tony Khan.
They could.
That's funny.
But that leads into my first question, because obviously it seems a no-brainer that Powerhouse Hobbs will show up in WWE. Other than the question of what will his name be, you're booking this, Derek? Does he start on the main roster, or does he start in NXT?
I would have started him on NXT and put him with Saints and call him and Stark says Saints up together.
Yeah,
but I mean, if they want to be petty, I think he'll go straight to the main roster, which I'm okay with, because if you think about it, they were being petty with signing the Rascals the day before TNA debuts on AMC. So if we want to do the little tit for tat Monday Night Wars thing, I'm okay with that.
Okay. I mean, Hobbs is a great addition, but right now it's getting a little crowded, because you got Trick just debuted on SmackDown. You got Javon Evans and Oba on the main roster. Carmelo is your United States champion. Where does he fit? Where is he? I like him reunited with Ricky, and that would give Ricky now some help to regain the NXT championship on February 3rd. But also he could, if the US Open Challenge, that US title Open Challenge is still a thing, that'd be a great way to get him over against Carmelo.
Yeah, like I said, me personally, I'd put him in NXT. I didn't know he was 34 years old.
Yeah, he's 35. Yeah.
Yeah, he's 35. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is the same age as Gunther. So
yes.
The worst thing, but obviously Gunther's been doing it a lot longer than Hobbs has. So I'm not looking at his age as his window is closing, because you can still get a lot out of him, just his presence. And
I would put him in NXT just because there's so much hype around Javon and Oba and Trick and even Jordan Grace on SmackDown. So I'd save him, and in the next round of call-ups, whether it's a year from now or the end of the year, I'd call him and Saints up so they could have the spotlight to themselves. But I don't know, man. Nobody from AEW really goes to NXT, right? Except Pillman Jr. I think he and Starks, but everybody else goes to the main roster.
And Ethan Ethan.
Yeah, and Ethan.
But I agree with you, Derek. I would reunite Ricky and Hobbs and do it the right way. Have Hobbs be Ricky's muscle. And then slowly, start getting resentful, or Ricky could be abusing him. And then you do the breakup the right way after a long build. Have Hobbs go over as NXT champion. That would mean Ricky's called up and Hobbs has his main event singles push that he should have had in AEW. And you do it on a bigger stage in a grander place. I think he should go to NXT anyway, just so he can, they can take away some, not that he had any bad habits in AEW, but I'm sure what he was taught there and what he can be taught in NXT is like, teaching physics to a mouse compared to, teaching physics to a grad student.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Derek.
No, I was just saying, yeah, go ahead, Craig. I'm sorry, Dave.
Craig and I do not look the same, by the way.
No, at all. I'm sorry. Let me put on my glasses.
Now since I got my haircut, we don't.
I know I'm Italian and I have a tan. Not really, but no. It's going to be like the third time I've asked it this century. It's more like 300 times. How do you fuck up? How do you mess this up? How many guys you have like that you could mess up?
It's easy when you push the wrong talent. They have such an indie wrestling mindset that they'll push someone like Daniel Garcia over Powerhouse Hobbs. They'll push a guy like give a main event spot to a guy like Wheeler Yuta instead of an Ethan Page, or even just what they did with Ricky. He had to get himself over though, and even he had a great program with MJF. You have two young studs. That's the future of your company. You believe that the pillars were MJF and Jungle Boy and Darby Allin. And like those are your pillars. Those are you want to build it. You want to build a company around with a guy like Hobbs, with a guy with that look. I mean, he could be NXT's Bobby Lashley. Just a big raw bone guy that that beats everybody.
But wasn't it Derek that just said in the private chat, and I was in our backstage chat, and I'm like, yeah, how was he not part of the Hurt Syndicate, or was that you, Craig?
I said it when Hurt Syndicate debuted, and when they were like going around recruiting, I said, well, Hobbs got to be first.
Yeah,
because Hobbs and Shelton, that's their tag team, and have Bobby as your singles guy, and you can print money.
Yeah, and I had seen stories where they kept saying, MVP's pushing for Cedric, and in my mind, I'm thinking Cedric's never going to go there. He's not. So once you came to the conclusion Cedric's not coming, it had to be Hobbs.
Yeah.
And then he's the young guy that you can use when the group breaks up. He's the guy that can beat Shelton, and he can beat Lashley, and then he could be the star coming out of the group. And for some reason, they just never did it. It never made sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me, the people that they do push over the people that they don't push. You have these. It's not like they're diamonds in the rough. The fans can see. Your smart wrestlers can see the potential in these guys, which is the reason why they're such big stars on the other network, where they have too many stars.
Mm-hmm.
But still, Ethan Page and Ricky are getting main event push and a worldwide audience that they never would have got had they stayed in AEW. And you heard Tony offered Hobbs a big contract, but let's not get it twisted. He offered Hobbs a big contract just to keep him from leaving. If Hobbs signed it, he wouldn't be anywhere different than he is right now. He'd be used exactly the same way. He'd be stuck in some heel group with a 6-man championship belt that does nothing for him as a single, and he'll be doing jobs to Joe's lackeys, whoever Joe's feuding with, and it won't do anything. You had him when he was 29. We're talking about he's 35 now. You had him when he was 29 in his 20s.
It really has been that long, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's been there since pretty much almost the beginning. Yeah.
And I thought about this conversation coming up after I saw, like, right around you were talking about it in the chat, Derek. I saw this pop up, and I was like, yeah, no, we know where Tony Khan kind of cleared up. He explained, nobody else has creative control. It's all me. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. We know. Yeah, we know. We know, brother.
Yeah. And he thinks, like, he did the same thing with Jade. He threw all the money. They said Jade took less money to go to WWE. And I think his way of, which is very Eric Bischoff of him, which is funny, he hates Eric Bischoff, is just throw money at people and you pay them to stay. And I've said this on the show a million times. When it's time, MJF is getting all his money now because he knows when it's time for him to go, he's going to have to turn down a lot of money to head over to WWE. I tell people this too. I saw somewhere Mercedes Monet's contract ends January of next year. Around this time next year, she will be on her way back, and she's going to turn down a lot of money to go back because sometimes the money you can make at another place outweighs what they're going to pay you to stay somewhere and be consistent. And I think Powerhouse, he understood that. And one of his mentors is Mark Henry. And I'm pretty sure Mark Henry's telling him, look, come over here, let them put a fresh coat of paint on you. The world is your oyster. You'll make all the money you left over there here.
And Punk did the same thing. You remember the story that Punk had when Powerhouse lost his mom. And Punk had a match with him and said, let's go out there and let's tear it up. Punk sold for him. Punk talked him through it. I mean, he's got a lot. I mean, between Punk, Cody, Ricky, Mark Henry, you have so many guys over in WWE that, can teach him the right way, and you'll be in good hands.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan.
So to tag on to that, so far this year, I won't read all of them. Well, actually, here, first of all, Dana said, not familiar with Powerhouse Hobbs, but does Hobbs do a pounce? Someone with that build needs to destroy opponents like that. disclaimer, Monty Brown fan.
Or a Keith Lee fan.
Keith Lee. Yeah, Keith Lee did in my opinion, a better version of it. And he was doing that on the indies.
Yeah.
It's so loud when he does it. He's so big. I guess Bobby kind of does one.
I think Oba does one too, I believe. At least I've seen him do one.
Yeah, Dana, if you don't know who Oba Femi is, check that out. Because But so rating so far, Collision on Saturday was 271,000. Smackdown was just under 1 million. They were over 1 million the week before. Dynamite was 516,000 on Wednesday. This a week ago.
Okay.
So the sense of urgency in 2026 apparently only felt by Minnesota. I don't get it. One could argue that, well, there's so many people. Like, but the talent pool is varied.
Yes.
I just can't figure it out. I don't understand.
I want to have my microphone to sing.
I have to go get his microphone. Give me
his
1
microphone,
second.
Dad. Jeez,
microphone,
go ahead, his microphone. Yeah. So you like I said, you could. I don't know where to begin with this anymore. It's gotten to the point now where when we talk about it, I'm just like, yeah, no, I already said that. What do we do now? Like, what the fuck?
And if you're AEW, really, what do you? I mean, I know what you do, but you still won't do it. I mean, you have the belt on MJF. Good. That's positive. But your first challenger is Bandito. Why not a Kyle Fletcher? Why not someone who's young and can connect with the fans? I mean, that stupid tournament you just had. Your two best young. You had your finals were. Moxley and Hangnail. Why not Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher? Two young guys that look great, that can give that you have your future right there with MJF. But no, that's one of many problems with AEW. Another one that our friend Derek had that he couldn't wait to talk about was
KKK.
I hate the KKK, Judah, just so you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not do that.
They suck. You'll learn.
What you want to
Trust
know
me, you'll find out.
Hopefully you won't find out, but
I hope you don't find out, but you probably will because they never go away. Fucking asshole.
Derek, what did you want to say about the wrestling media when it comes to AEW?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
This was before the Powerhouse news. They were talking about the Rascals had signed, and the Rascals were just in TNA, and that was okay. Go take it over there. The Rascals were just in TNA, and that was a big. So I saw all these people online going, "Oh, this is amazing! It's shot fired at TNA." Before they debut on TV, and AEW just keeps getting talent. And in my mind, I'm going, so why is nobody asking? Why aren't the numbers going up? And what are they doing with said talent?
Yeah,
like why are we? That's like if you had a basketball team and you signed Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson and Charles Barkley and this one and that one, and you only win 5 games this season. Well, something's going on. Why do you keep signing talent?
Yeah.
But the media, they never question AEW. Ever. Everything they do is the best. Everything is this. Everything is that. And the bias, like you hear people go, Tony buys the media. And I really don't want to believe that. But damn it, they make it hard not to believe it by the way they cover them.
Well, who's they? Do you have any specific? I mean, obviously Meltzer, but anyone else?
Meltzer, John Alba, who was the guy who did the Sports Illustrated Awards that named AEW
every AEW as wrestler of the year. Yeah,
I was gonna add one, but I have people I consider friends over there, so I'm not gonna.
There's a certain magazine with 3 letters. One begins with a P and ends with an I. They're kind of fishy when it comes to.
I've read that in years, man. I'll take your word for it.
Me either. But yeah, it's it's just nobody ever promotes anything negative. And I guess it's because if you write anything negative, Tony won't give you a press,
he's a
a
petulant
pass to the
child,
press
for sure.
conference. Yeah, he won't give you his guys the interview. But yeah, I was just reading, and don't get me wrong, the Rascals are they're an amazing group.
Mm-hmm.
3 out of the 4 are great guys. Zachary Wentz is kind of because of the Hitler costume thing for Halloween.
Yeah.
But
wow.
but when they signed him, it was like they signed John Cena fresh off his retirement. I was just like, why is it like such a big deal? But that's the media.
Okay.
Dana just said Meltzer's prepared to give Hobbs his first WWE match a negative star. And
Yeah.
Misty says -4 stars. Yeah, it was just as bad. Meltzer's just as bad in the past with WWE and anybody else. I hate that tribal bullshit.
Yeah,
Everybody, like when we were just talking about when the discussion was Vince is Dana says he wasn't Hitler, he was Paul Jones leading his army.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what's the never mind. Yeah, that's a distinction. Facial hair is different. Oh crap, Dana! I told. When they were talking about that's a good microphone.
I know.
When we were talking about tribalism earlier this year, and it was this side does this and this side. They all. It just depends on what side you're on. I can't stand it. That's what it was. When all that stuff about Vince and the trial was going on, it was like, well, at least Tony Khan is not this. I'm like, is he?
Yeah.
Are you sure? I mean, he probably is not. Probably not. But like, he's not. It goes back to what we were saying about, well, if he gets a negative thing, he won't let them in. This is another rich kid that was never told no.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why we're dealing with what we're dealing in the world. I'm saying a lot because I'm trying to hold back my sarcasm on things in general.
You don't have to hold back.
No, I don't want somebody's pussy to have sand in it. Get upset. So I don't want to say anything. Yeah, no, you got to stop that. And I don't understand. Dana might actually, with Dana's comment on Meltzer before, she might agree. I don't understand why he still has a job. I don't understand who's still talking to him. I don't get it.
Well, it will go back to Derek's point about
not you, Dana.
Tony.
I was not talking about you. That vagina comment.
Well, about Tony, not so much paying the writers, but giving them exclusives on whatever in exchange for a pro AEW spin on all their matches. I mean, they have more 5-star matches than any wrestling company ever has in the history of wrestling, and they've only been around for 6 years. But Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels can't have more than 4 stars, not compared to Adam Page and John Moxley. I mean,
no, none of the John Moxley matches the last year should get more than 3. Yes, and I'm being generous, probably.
And it's Tony is a Meltzer baby.
Yeah,
I guess you can call it. Like he
grew up on Meltzer. Yeah, I get it.
He grew up on Meltzer, so I guess as long as you remember when they had that AEW backstage show, and Britt Baker after her match, after that they had like I think it was her and Swole had that bloody match.
Yeah,
and she walks up to Tony and she goes, "Oh, you think Dave will give it 5 stars? Like, is that what you should be worried about?"
Yeah.
After you just had a match, is if Dave Meltzer is gonna like it?
Yeah.
And that's the culture there and that company.
Yeah. Well, that's what they chase, Derek, because they're more interested in 5-star matches, 20-minute TV matches, getting all their shit in, kicking out of everything, not selling anything, because getting a 5-star from Meltzer means more than the company having 5-star ratings or getting more than 600,000 for a show a week, something that they haven't seen north of since Punk left.
Yeah.
But that's more important to them is getting 5-star matches, or like it used to be for some NBA stars or some NFL stars getting on SportsCenter. They want to be they want to be on the highlight of the week, highlight of the night, more so than with their team to win.
I saw an interview maybe last year with not Kenny Omega. What's his name? He's out with the neck injury.
Will Ospreay.
Will Ospreay. And the guy was like, "How does it feel to have the most 5-star matches ever?" And he goes, "Look, Kurt Angle doesn't have a 5-star match." He was like, "So the fact that I have, it doesn't mean anything to me." He goes, "If Kurt Angle doesn't have one, it doesn't hold any weight to me. It means nothing."
Exactly.
And Punk said in his interview with Ariel Helwani, you got guys there who are happy having a 5-star match with half the building empty.
Yeah.
And he goes, that's the problem. And you would think Tony Khan would look out in the audience or look at the ratings and go, you know what, maybe this 5-star match thing isn't working anymore. Let's try it a different way.
Yeah.
And WBD is getting sold.
Yeah.
They don't know if they're going to have a TV deal. So you would think you try to put on the best TV you can. So when that contract is up, you can go somewhere and go, hey, look, we've had growth. Nobody's going to be happy with $500K being a celebration. No, especially when it goes up and down. That's ridiculous. Even in the days of dying TV, if you could put on an episode, a rerun of the Golden Girls, and it'll probably get close to that. Why would I pay you to be on my station if you're not trying to make an effort to be top television?
TNA's last ever broadcast on TNT did 1 million viewers. And that was down from their previous as big as they were. But TNA's last telecast on TNT or on the TNN where did 1 million viewers.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And I'm hoping tonight is a big night for them, and I'm hoping they do well because something needs to wake Tony up. He spent all the you're spending all this money and you're getting nothing. You can only sell out a building if it's a small building or if you're overseas. You're not getting a return on your money. And I don't care how much money Daddy down in Jacksonville has. If you don't put on a quality product, it won't matter how much money you're throwing at people because nobody's going to want to be there.
Exactly. Go ahead, Dan.
Wow. No, I had the ratings history from TNA from 2005 to 2023. I didn't realize that the ratings were that as high as they got on Spike TNN.
Yes.
Whatever the hell it was called.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the fact that AEW
nobody's hitting that.
No.
And they were in danger of getting sold like every year during that time.
Yeah. The Anthem days, the Access TV days. Those numbers have to be better than that if they have a deal right now, because that's below 100,000. A lot of them. It was a steep decline, and also, I got tired of watching it too.
At a point, it got to be right around the Austin Aries. Well, right after that is where it started for me.
Well, how's he doing?
But it's just a testament to the vision and having one person in charge, despite many bookers, many promoters, many investors. TNA's been around for 20 plus years, folks. And for a wrestling company, after the territories have gone, to still be around 20 years later, we're on their fifth network that they've been on. Really is go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to do that, Craig. It's my fucking ADD just kicked in before the end of your sentence.
No, say it.
I do want to shout out the LJ. Well, I can't really read that. Am I blind? E-Juggalo. Oh, for Christ's sake, I want to shout out the Juggalos that are in the goddamn YouTube chat right now watching. Thank you.
How did Juggalos?
God, sorry, I can't say words. But I want to shout out JCW Lunacy on it's Thursday, right? Thursday nights, 7 o'clock on YouTube, which has good numbers considering it's YouTube and it's wrestling on YouTube. And I'm comparing that to NWA before they left, by the way. I also wanted to add Dana says, if everyone kicks out of everything, then everyone is weak because they can't beat their opponents with anything powerful. Part of what makes a great match great, is that it stands out. What 5-star match as of late stands up in any meaningful way?
Then
she said TNA's heyday had Kim versus Kong and a division built around them. Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
And Kim versus Kong is still the highest rated. It still had the highest rated segment in TNA history.
100%.
Yeah. And what AEW doesn't know how to do is how to build someone. I mean, we'll get off the topic of them pushing the wrong people because that's never going to change, unfortunately. But when they have someone that's main event talent, the match itself is what's wrong. We'll take a guy like Wardlow, who was your Goldberg that you had, given to you on a silver platter. Guy got himself over, and he was an amazing talent in that you didn't have to do anything with him. He's your fucking Goldberg. Give him 30-second squashes every week, and you have instant. But then he goes 20 minutes with Orange Cassidy. Like you guys remember when Stone Cold went 20 minutes with Taka Michinoku, went through 2 commercial breaks. You guys remember that, right? You guys remember when Goldberg went 20 minutes with Disco Inferno?
No.
and Inferno had two counts on Goldberg. You guys remember that, right?
No. Thank God.
Exactly, because it didn't make any fucking sense. So then when you watch a 20-minute match with Goldberg, when you watch a 20-minute match with Wardlow versus Orange Cassidy, you have to keep asking, who are they pushing? If I'm watching this for the first time, who are they pushing here? Who do they want to get over? This big monster guy or the guy with the buggy whip arms with his hands in his pockets?
Austin, yeah, Dana, I think we kind of mentioned that last week. Austin didn't even want to work with Mero because Mero let himself get powerbombed by his wife.
Exactly. How's that going to help him?
I want to point out for those who are listening and watching, a woman said that, not me.
Yeah.
Her name is Dana. I did not say that.
But it makes as much sense coming from anyone. But yes, that's why.
So I'm a bad judge of this stuff to a certain point because like my critique and my not that I'm not paying attention, but my give a shit level of unbelievable has dropped considerably. That's why when people are like, this movie sucks, I'm like, it was fine.
Yeah.
What are you talking? Well, this is like, it's a movie. It's not real. Don't look at the Avengers and throw real world physics onto me when 40,000 people just came through magic rings to fight a big purple dude who eliminated half the. Hello, it's not real.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters is not real. Good.
Speaking of Hollywood, if you're listening, I see what you guys are doing to sinners at the award shows. Like, I see what's happening with this movie. There was a narrative that was painted last year, and it's continuing through the award shows. I see what's happening to Mr. Coogler and his cast.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We got the Oscars coming up in 2 months, and we'll see really where that line is drawn, Derek. I agree with you because it started at the Golden Globe, started the Critics' Choice Awards, and continued on to the Golden Globes. So we'll see come Oscar time because
you haven't seen the conversations where it's Sinners is actually not a good movie.
Oh, it's To Dusk Till Dawn. That's all
fuck
it is.
yourself. Get the fuck out of here. Just say you don't like black people.
Well, what's the amazing trajectory of Ryan Coogler, who was an Academy darling, 10 years ago when he did Fruitvale Station on a shoestring budget and won all these awards at Cannes and made Michael B. Jordan a star. And he makes Creed, and then he makes Black Panther, the highest grossing solo superhero movie of all time, first superhero movie to ever win an Oscar. 3 Oscar winner for best costume and $1 billion franchise. Now he's a sellout. Now he's no longer now that he's part of the establishment that you didn't want him in the first place. Now it's a problem. When all these movies make money and they get Oscar nominations and they win awards,
God willing, we make it. I can't wait to watch Coogler ruin the X-Files for you.
I was just about to say, I hope X-Files is amazing, and then after X-Files is Black Panther 3. I hope that's bigger. I hope that's bigger than the first. I hope his face just stays on everybody's television for the next 20 years.
Well, Black Panther 3 is going to be the hard part for the Academy because Denzel's in it, and you know
exactly. Yep.
Denzel's the one shining example. See,
he did that on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
Did that on purpose. Okay, do it now, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad that the only argument we had, a bunch of white dudes on this podcast on Sunday night on this network were hyped about this movie for months. I didn't know Sinners was coming out, and Matt, and so I'm talking about the Shadowcast that come every Sunday night, 7:00, HIACtalkradio.com, or on my Twitch, or on the Shadowcast YouTube. It's me, Matt, very white, and Puerto Rican dude. And because I have diversity. I didn't know the movie was coming out, and then like one week, Matt mentioned this movie called Sinners, and then I forgot about it, and then he's like, play the trailer this week. And we watched the trailer live, and I was like, oh, I need to see that.
Yeah.
And it outlived all my expectations. I don't know what the frig you're watching that you said, it wasn't okay. It was just okay. Okay. The only argument that Matt and I and Pete had about that movie, because all three of us were like, this is awesome. Matt and I got into a screaming match if it's a musical or not, because he hates musicals and I love musicals. I'm like, it's a musical. It's not a musical. The fuck it isn't.
Yeah. It's yeah. No, I was gonna say it feels like a musical.
It feels like a
musical.
musical.
The best part of the movie is the music.
It probably isn't, but I said it is. So
Yeah, well, it has a criteria. My criteria for a movie to be considered a musical is to have 2 or more musical numbers with choreography. Sinners had 3, but Sinners is also a period piece, and Sinners is also a horror movie. So all 3 can be true. So you can't. While it's not classically a musical, it has musical numbers in it.
Judah. Come on, man.
Yeah, Judah. And
Craig was waxing poetic.
You can argue that, I know I do, that I want to see a movie about the Native American vampire. That could be a whole nother movie.
Dude, the first thing, one of the last things I said, not the first thing, that's a lie. One of the last things I said on our initial segment on the Shadowcast, talk about that movie after we all seen it, was, I need a movie of Native American Ghostbusters right now.
Yeah.
That's what I need that now.
Yeah, because before they even opened the juke joint and the natives went to the house, I remember thinking, I want to see more of them in this movie. And I think he did it on purpose. Because I was like, I need more of them.
Because as soon as he showed up at the house, Derek, I was like, well, what happened? I want to see what happened leading up to the chase.
I did like that the Native Americans were like, hey, you should let us in, help you. No, you can't come in. No, you should let us in. And the other guy was like, fuck him.
Yeah, guys, white man.
We're good. Okay. Bye. See you later.
Good luck.
Never mind. Good luck, dickhead.
Yeah.
Oh man, every nuance about that movie. I watched it. Well, I mean, I watched it a bunch after I got it on Blu-ray, but watching it going, is it as good as I remember it? I have that feeling now because I keep second guessing myself because everybody on the internet's like, everything sucks. I'm like, is it me? I'm like, that fucking movie's so good. I'm sorry. You're wrong. I'm allowed to have an opinion.
You are.
You're entitled to your wrong opinion. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Like Tamara enjoyed it, and she doesn't like horror movies or any of that. It's so good you don't notice it's a horror movie. It's like it's a musical and all this with horror in it. It doesn't really feel like a horror movie till they try to get into the juke joint.
If you kept the story the way it was going, it was a period piece that already had weight because you had these twins struggling with their own. One lost a child. The other had to say goodbye to the love of his life because of the color of her skin. So you have that dynamic going forward. So I was already heavily invested right there. And then, we see the next cut to the next scene. I didn't even notice until the third viewing the vulture circling around the house that the
Yes.
vampire was coming towards. I didn't notice that
Son
till
of
the
a
third.
bitch.
Yeah, to the third viewing, and I'd say, okay, what's going on here? So had they gone on the period
cracker.
piece where it was, that was still enough for me to be invested in this film. But to add that layer onto it and to slowly reveal who these people are, yeah, it was great. Honestly, because I hate musicals, that's the only thing that slowed the movie down for me. I can't
The
stand
music.
I hated the music. As great as it was, and watch it win an Oscar for that, for choreography,
For the music?
or costumes, or for the music.
Yeah,
Dude, if it
everything but
doesn't-
the acting.
If
Exactly.
it doesn't, bullshit. If it doesn't win at least sound design,
I mean,
that's bullshit. That's anyway. All of it's
I tell
bullshit.
people, just get mad. You just tell us you're upset that he killed the KKK at the end. That's it.
My
Just tell us
favorite
that's
part
what made you upset.
was it. My favorite part about that is as he's dying, and the other guy's like begging, I'll give you money, and he goes, "Hey, I'm having a conversation here. I'm talking to my baby, asshole." Boy,
Yeah,
that scene
it's
in
a
the
good
barn,
one.
by the way.
Oh,
I there's not a time that goes by that I don't quote. Is it Smoke or Stack who dated Haley Steinfeld's character?
It was stacked.
When
Stack.
Stack's like, "Oh, I will save a seat right next to you, you bitch."
he's walking away at the train.
I'm like, yeah, that's certainly a dude. I'll say this. I also want to say, I know we focused on this, but we talk about whatever the fuck I want. I want to see. I have theories about how the Smokestack twins got what I think they stole that money.
That's what.
And
I
there's
thought,
a
yeah.
bunch of it. There's a bunch of angry greaseballs in Chicago that are
That's what I expected.
That's what I
That they were. I thought they were going to show up at some point during the party,
Right.
looking for their money.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Oh no, vampires.
Yeah.
Dana said Ryan didn't go to mainstream. Mainstream went to him.
Exactly.
Dana also said part of the Marvels was a musical, and I love that movie. I didn't have the problem with Marvels. I don't know either. All right, back on track real quick.
Yes.
Edge has announced his retirement.
Has he?
Finally. Really? Okay.
He is going to retire, and now that I said it, I can't bring up the goddamn news of where I saw earlier. It's going to be in Toronto at Wrestle Dream. That's what it was in October. Or he's basically pointing like that's what
That is his last
that's
match
what
ever.
we're doing. Yeah.
Okay. So what are we gonna do from now until October? What's he gonna do from now until October? A retirement
Rest.
tour, a la John Cena.
Go rest.
Come back for one match.
Keep filming movies. Isn't he still filming stuff? Like that's already.
Well, he's still in the cast of Percy Jackson. His character hasn't been killed, so
I also want to say, I do want to bring something up about the real world right now because I'm really getting tired of seeing this. I don't know what's going to happen or what's going on. I'm an idiot apparently, so I've never been right, even though I have been. But never in the history of the world, even during the goddamn Civil War, were elections canceled.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. I am not equipped, nor am I capable of fighting, guns or fists or otherwise, a war. But what I do know is the United States military is heavily outnumbered by citizens, and there are over 300 million guns in this country. So stop it. Stop doing that. God, stop being, what's my message? Stop saying the stuff that are scaring other people. You're not helping. Be real. You can be real.
Yeah.
I watch people that are real.
Yeah.
I watch people that are real, that give it to you straight. Shit is bad.
Mhm.
Very bad, and there is a good chance it's going to get worse. But
Yeah.
don't say shit you have no idea about. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I've heard that theory about the midterms being canceled. I just started hearing it like earlier this week. And I was thinking it would take a lot. And not saying a lot can still happen, but it would take a lot for them to cancel the midterms, especially this year.
The manpower. There are midterms happening right now to begin with, as we're talking.
The whole plan is go to a blue state or a blue city. Okay, get the citizens all riled up. We'll send ICE in there. So when the people start fighting back, I can invoke the Insurrection Act, declare martial law. That way, elections will be canceled. But that's
not. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. No.
All that's going to do is get more people killed. It's going to be more Renee Goods than not.
Yes, but also there are a lot of equipped people that are getting upset.
Yeah.
The Insurrection Act does not override elections.
No.
The Insurrection Act allows a president to deploy federal troops to enforce the law, not suspend democracy. It does not give the authority to cancel elections, postpone elections, extend a president's term, suspend the Constitution. Shut the fuck up. And on top of shutting the fuck up, get involved, cracker. If you've been quiet this long, I know I'm just a big cancel culture idiot, dumb fuck who hates him. I've been right all along, and I've been loud about it. And again, admittedly, I am not equipped nor have the capacity to fight on the front line. But I am taking people who are on the front line's advice and still being loud about it, and I'm not going to shut up until one of you fucking kill me. So, other crackers with more to lose. Crackers, talking to you only. Now, I'm not talking about black people. Black people have been doing this for 70 fucking years and more. Okay? I'm talking to you crackers. Now you know they're going to shoot you in the face, too. Now you know they don't care what color you are. Now, shut the fuck up and start calling your representatives and get out and organize with your community so you can help people when and if they need your help. Stop crying about it online. Shut the fuck up and move. That's all I have to say. You can add to it if you wanted to. I just wasn't saying anything else.
No, you said it all. You said it good. Do you want? We only got 10 minutes left with Derek. Do you want to do the Starrcade list, or do you want to wait until?
No. We could start it with him. Dana just says, "Get involved, cracker." We have our new T-shirt. I mean,
there you go. It's a bumper sticker.
Yeah,
What other fire needs to be lit under the ass hairs of your butthole? What else do you need, guys?
Yeah, they like you said, they shot a white woman in her neighborhood.
Yeah.
How much closer to home do you need it to get? Because like you said, we're used to this. This is nothing.
Welcome to our world.
This is nothing new to us.
Guys, I love the people that have been saying, yes, black people have been saying this for years. No shit.
Yeah.
They shot a cop shot one of her own. And
right.
Yeah.
Hey, well,
no shit. Thank you. I was
on camera. You don't say.
Yeah,
you don't
it
say.
stings, doesn't it? Hurts a little, doesn't it?
Well, it stings. But that's okay. He had internal bleeding.
Yeah. I remember in 2020, they were talking about, they're killing black people. The cops are killing black people. And I remember my mom was like, yeah, they were doing this before there were cameras. They were
doing it before, during, and after civil rights. You jerk off. Did you think it was? Did you think we made it up?
Read a book. Yeah.
What the fuck? I don't get it.
Don't wait. Just don't wait till the person on TV looks like you. Because even so, they're coming back around to us. I saw the new list of people they're going to go after, and it's Congo and Nigeria and Jamaicans, people who look like me. The Rwanda. So it's coming back around. Just go out, be involved, and vote, man. That's all I can say.
Vote and be loud.
Yes.
And do not sit on your ass and do nothing at all. At the very least, like I've been doing, find a community, organize, get to know each other, because you're going to need to lean on each other. I'm not trying to scare you, fellow crackers. I'm not trying to take sleep away from you. I'm just saying we're going to need each other. Black, white, green, yellow, red, indifferent. Like everybody talking about, we need to become united. One way or the other, it's going to happen.
Yep, they're going to force you. Yeah. Because if you're not a billionaire, he doesn't care about you.
And I'm just saying the Black Panthers are back in Philly, and I've never been happier cracker in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of saying that. Don't care.
You know how America, when a bunch of black men legally walk around with guns, they get very scared. Then things tend to change usually when that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, and they already have stepped in.
Mm-hmm.
They have been. And not one bullet has been fired.
No.
By either side.
No.
Imagine that.
No.
Imagine when an African American is involved versus a bunch of pale fat guys.
Well, the Black Panthers carrying weapons is what started the NRA.
Yep.
So, and thanks to and in no small part to Governor Ronald Reagan, actually, who started the NRA, because it's like, well, these black men are carrying guns, and never mind, had been done in the South for centuries, but black men carrying guns, I don't feel safe. So we need to do something. Let's make an organization to, protect, just in case they want to rise up and get sick of the way we've been treating them this whole time.
For years, I've been told, and I was like, I'm pale as shit, so whatever. What's the joke that you get a street card, or what is it? No, it's cool. You get a free, not that you're cool. Like you're cool, Dan. Like you're actually cool. Can I take that card into the Black Panther group, please?
Yeah, there were plenty of white people that helped with the Black Panther. Yeah.
Okay. Because
you got a card, Dan. Don't worry.
Yeah,
that's what I was.
And what I told you 5 years ago, Dan. There's a difference, because there's white people and there's people who happen to be white.
Yes,
white people were the ones at J6.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. White people are the ones that are defending the ICE agents. Those are white people.
All you gotta do is just read, and I'm saying read anything. Like even Bill O'Reilly was right twice.
Yeah,
twice. Anyway,
that's all.
Derek, you got to bounce?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a pleasure as always. We have to do another. We're gonna have to do another list soon to get you involved in that one, because this has been a fun one.
I've been watching Dana. That. I've been watching Hood Pass. That's what you're trying to say, a Hood Pass. Yes.
That's what I was trying to say, but I wasn't. I couldn't remember the name.
It used to be a ghetto pass, but now it's Hood Pass.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't use that word because I'm not
exactly why I would say Hood now. But Derek, thank you. I'm glad we got to your topic, because I know you wanted to get that off your chest. But yes.
Thank you, fellas.
Of course.
Thank you, sir. My best to you, the wife, and Judah, and we'll see you next week, sir.
Yes. See you guys.
See ya.
Thank you.
Derek McDonald, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dana. Hood Pass. That was it. Yeah, I'm laughing, but I'm fucking serious. If you're not on my side, get up off the couch. This is time. It's time. It's time. I know anxiety is for some of us. So you gotta talk to your doctor and get that medicine. You gotta be a little. I am. You gotta. Okay. Now it's time for Dana. The last 10 of the 40. Craig. Oh, Craig. The last 10 of the top 40, which has still been a fun list to go through. It started in December and we're finally in top 40. Dana, Starrcade, number 10. This will be interesting. 1984. World Television Championship. Steamboat versus
Blanchard. Wow.
Number 10.
That's definitely in my top 10. This will be Ricky Steamboat's last Starrcade ever.
That's right.
3 months later, he's in the WWF. 3 months later, he's at WrestleMania 1, which shows you the appeal of Ricky Steamboat. To go from Starrcade to the first WrestleMania in 3 months, you have to go there and get super over and then get on that card. Amazing. But yeah, Steamboat, Blanchard. Again, those guys, two guys that can't have a bad match, especially not in '84.
No.
They were both in their prime, even though Steamboat was older, had more experience. Those guys tore the house down. My only gripe, Dana, because that is a top 10 match. The ending, and that's not. I'm saying Dana being sarcastic. The ending was horrible because it just came out of nowhere. Those guys were going at it. Steamboat and Blanchard were just having the great match that Steamboat and Blanchard has, and it just came out of nowhere. Steamboat had a sunset flip. Blanchard hit him with a foreign object, 1, 2, 3, and it's over. They were on a Savage Steamboat like pace, just one after the other, just quick. Imagine if one of those 2 counts by Steamboat and Savage just ended just like that.
Yeah.
And again, that's my only gripe about that match is how it just ended out of nowhere. But before I even know Dana had this list, I had watched Steamboat and Blanchard again just on a whim, just because those guys were tearing it up. And this was Steamboat on his way out because Dusty had just started booking, and Magnum had just made his debut earlier that summer. So, Steamboat kind of saw the writing on the wall. Dusty's going to be the lead babyface and Magnum's position in that way. And where does that leave Steamboat? And, people always want to say there was heat between Steamboat and Dusty, but honestly, Dusty had his own plans. And Steamboat, even though he had been the top draw in the Mid-Atlantic for the previous, 8 to 10 years with him and Flair, and you saw what it was Steamboat's matches with Youngblood against the Briscoes and Slaughter and Coronado that gave birth to Starrcade. But Dusty had the book, and Steamboat, kind of rightfully didn't see a future there had he stayed. But that would be Steamboat's last Starrcade match ever. I think he finished up in another week or so. But yeah, definitely top 10 match.
Wow. I'm gonna have to go back. I don't remember that off the top of my head, but yeah, I gotta go watch that because that's like
and everyone
with their eyes closed.
Yeah, listening right now. Watch Steamboat Blanchard Starrcade again. Great match, lousy ending. That's all.
Right. I'm excited for this one. Number 9, 1988. The Midnight Express versus the Midnight Express kind of. It's Dennis Condrey and Randy Ross versus Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane.
Randy Rose. Yeah, that was Paulie Dangerously's first NWA pay-per-view. The debut of the
one Jim
original
Herd
Midnight
tried
Express.
to kill.
Yeah. And then they made it into a loser leave NWA match. I thought it meant the whole team had to leave, but apparently it was whoever was pinned had to leave, and Randy Rose had already given his notice, and so he left the NWA after being pinned. And the original Midnight Express was no more as quickly as they showed up, because they had only debuted 2 months earlier with the infamous TV angle with Paulie coming out and attacking the original Midnight Express, attacking Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton, and Paul hitting Jim over the head with the cinder block cell phone they had back then in 1988, busting Jim open hard way, and the bleeding all over his white coat, and great angle that set him up. But
there it is. Boom.
Yeah. But the original Midnight Express never took off. Paulie, Midnight Express broke up. Randy Rose left the NWA, which meant there's really no reason for Dennis Condrey to stay. But like I said, it was Paulie Dangerously's first ever NWA pay-per-view, and he would be a fixture there for the next a couple years before heading my way to Philly to form ECW. But yeah, his this was the start of something special. I don't see any reason why it would be rated above Steamboat and Blanchard, only because those guys really didn't establish any I want to say chemistry. Obviously, they all four knew each other. Obviously, Bobby and
didn't
Dennis
have enough
did.
time to get it going. It was
and
dead in the water before it was alive.
And not that the match was bad, but you know, this is the first time that Midnights had been faced. The Lane and Eaton had been facing off against a team that that NWA fans were seeing for the first time. A lot of them, they had a couple of TV matches, but you hadn't really established the original Midnight Express. So again, the match wasn't bad, but it was just a different take, seeing a babyface Midnight Express versus a heel Midnight Express that the fans didn't care about.
Yeah. I just blame Jim. Just blame Jim. It's easy.
Yeah, it's always easy to blame Herd.
Yeah. Pizza Hut. 1997 for the WCW US, my God, United States Championship. DDP versus Kurt Hennig. DDP with the win. We're talking about Kurt Hennig, who never, ever lost his ability or his charisma. Even when he's a bad guy, I'm like, damn it, I wish I was Kurt Hennig.
Yeah.
Against somebody, DDP, who almost became the biggest star in wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, he sniffed Austin.
Mm-hmm.
He, in my opinion, I mean, more people talk about him than Goldberg. DDP, the People's Champ, that 2-year run before turning heel and going for the world title. There's nothing wrong with that run. I love heel DDP, the Jersey Triad, that stuff. But the pops that DDP was getting when the NWO started going after him,
yeah, and
he was declining them, that was just spectacular. And this, I mean, it's DDP. DDP, here, let me keep in mind. Dana says, keep in mind, 10 years earlier, Hennig was the AWA World Heavyweight Champion, and Page was the manager. Yeah. That's what makes it. When you put it in context, the man was never supposed to have a wrestling career. He did. And
keep in mind, 5 years earlier, Kurt Hennig had to give up the Intercontinental Championship to Bret Hart in SummerSlam '92, and had to retire because of his back. So for him to be back, 5 years later, after back surgery and pretty much ending his career, to come back and not only reestablish himself in WCW where he had never wrestled before, get himself over, and to have a great match with DDP is a testament to him. And again, after every victory, you saw the crowd leaping to his feet for DDP. We mentioned that last week. Him winning against Giant, him winning against
it's just
yeah.
Like I said, the unlikely from the outhouse, like they used to say, DDP from the outhouse to the penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
But that was close. That was more real than it wasn't supposed to happen, and it did.
Yeah.
I still watch some of that, going, "The fuck that happened." Number 7, and this one is one of my example. Well, I'll explain in a second, but it's Starrcade 1992, the King of Cable tournament final. Big Van Vader. I'm gonna learn how to speak before the end of the year. Versus Sting for the Anyway, what did I say?
Yeah, he's a big fan.
Sure,
the big.
Yeah,
that's for the world title, right? 92.
King of Cable final.
King of Cable final.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, again, they Sting and Vader never had a bad match. And those guys, and yeah, but the Vader's also the common denominator with Flair or with Hanson, and Sting is the common denominator with Flair and with Vader. They never had bad matches. Um, so much so that that one didn't stick out for me as much as the other Sting Vader matches did. In '92, because I think I saw that one late. I definitely didn't see it live. I think I saw that on a VHS.
He wins it with
later.
a power slam.
Mm-hmm.
He catches him off a power slam.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Not even talking about the physics of it. It's crazy that he could do that to a man that big.
Yeah,
and then a man that big, you can do it with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, the guys that can power slam Vader, or if there's staying as Ron Simmons, and and that's it. Well, I mean, anyone that can catch him in midair and turn him over like that, that list is on one hand, maybe three things. Yeah.
Data said Sting learned from Ron Simmons.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay. I think my favorite match of him and Vader is the one in Philly with Jesus Christ, the King. Oh my God, words. Harley Race.
Yeah.
With the chair, and I mean, not that it wasn't done before, but I guess I'm a little partial to that because I was there.
Mm-hmm.
That's still a good one. But like we have this Starrcade, we have Starrcade '93, and then we have Starrcade '94.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point. Number 6 for the NWA World Tag Team Championship in a cage. Arn and Ole Anderson
versus the
Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll.
Yeah. That was a barn burner. Yeah, I definitely put that in the top 10. This really, I wouldn't say established. The Rock and Roll Express was established when they won the NWA Tag Team Championship on their first night in the company over the Koloffs. But beating the Anderson in the cage solidified the Rock and Roll Express as the babyface tag team in all of professional wrestling in either company. What's amazing about Ricky and Robert is that they can get their act over to that degree in every territory. You go from Memphis, when they were just Fabulous Ones clones. They only got over when the Fabulous Ones left. And Ricky Robert just took that same gimmick and went to Mid-South with it, and got themselves over, sold out everywhere, did record business in all the towns that they wrestled in. The crowd had never been that big until the Rock and Roll Express got there, and against the Midnight Express. But the fact that they went to the NWA and did this against Ole and Arn, and established NWA tag team in a cage, coming out on top, absolutely incredible face. And they hadn't even fought the Midnight Express yet in the NWA. They hadn't even touched each other yet. So this was a clear and definite solidification of the Rock and Roll Express as the number one tag team in all of professional wrestling. And the Andersons, this is Baby Arn, who he'd only been an Anderson for about not even a year at this point. It was a great learning curve for him too, since he was the least experienced out of everyone there. And Ole was on his this will be his last year in the ring, but they still put together a great match. But yeah, peak Rock and Roll Express, vintage Rock and Roll Express. Yeah, it's a great match.
I don't think a lot of people, and myself included, understand how good the Rock and Roll Express was. And I mean, when you're living it, of course you can see it. But I'm saying, like, I mean, the WWF had a tag team based off these guys, the Rockers.
Yeah,
that's how good Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson was.
Yeah. And they were originally called the Midnight Rockers. So they were the combination of the Midnight Express and the Rock and Roll Express. Yeah,
that's right. I remember that. Yes, but flawless. Flawless 90% of the time. Good stuff.
They're the only primary NWA tag team in the WWE Hall of Fame. because the amount of universal praise that they got. I mean, they wrestled in the WWF during the Smoky when they had to deal with Smoky Mountain, and they wrestled when they briefly tried to bring the NWA to the WWF and have them wrestle under NWA rules. They only had a handful of matches in the WWF, but the fact that they were overwhelmingly choices to go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and to have so many other tag teams, that grew up watching them, like the Dudleys and like, the Hardys, whose career they owe to the Rock and Roll Express. And, the Rock and Roll Express owe their career to the Fabulous Ones, but that's a whole nother podcast. But the fact that they outgrew they became imitators to, they became imitators to originators. They became the standard to all other teams. So, if not for the Rock and Roll Express, you wouldn't have the Rockers, you wouldn't have the Hardys, you wouldn't have the Motor City Machine Guns, so they're even up to 2026. The Rock and Roll Express laid the groundwork for every big tag team.
Ricky Morton was for better or for worse. I thought it was cool seeing him. Ricky Morton was involved in AEW this century.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's the blueprint.
And not one person asked him for any advice. And that's what
that's true.
FTR off to, he said, man, I gave Ricky Steamboat. I mean, I gave Ricky Morton a pile driver. And Dax is like going on and on, but I gave Ricky Morton a pile driver, man. That's, again, one of his heroes. And he grew up in
FTR knows.
Yeah, they grew up in the Carolinas. How could you not know? Right. But if you're call yourself a wrestling fan at all, do yourself a favor, watch your Rock and Roll Express.
What the hell number are we on? 5? Number 5, yeah.
Okay, top 5.
Dog collar. Oh, I knew this was going to be an outlier for Craig. I knew it. And I knew it because I like this match. Dog collar match. Greg Valentine,
Piper,
Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Piper with the muffed up ear.
Mm-hmm.
It was a brutal fight. There's not one part of me that doesn't believe that some of that was hard. Well, not some of that. All that was hard way, but there was some real punches being thrown. I mean, no pulling back.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's Greg the Hammer Valentine and Roddy Piper. I joke about Greg just being like, "Hi, how you doing, Greg Valentine?" But I wouldn't fight him. No, thank you. Your thoughts, sir? Which ought to be awesome.
Iconic match. Really. That was the match. When they made Starrcade and Starrcade '83, the first Starrcade. It's so many amazing memories and so many great matches and moments, but that one is probably the most remembered because of the visual of Piper and Valentine. And keep in mind, their feud and going on all year. The way that the Briscoes and Steamboat and Youngblood had been, Piper and Valentine had their own. Piper legitimately had his eardrum busted in a match against Valentine. He had to give up the United States Championship because he couldn't stand and because of his eardrum. So he appeared, and keep in mind, he was still a color commentator on Georgia Championship Wrestling. So he had to cover up his fake. Piper was everywhere. Talk about innovation. Piper was doing heel commentary before Jesse Ventura was doing it on nationwide TV on the WWF.
I admittedly did not know that.
Yes. But here's Piper being a face going up against Valentine, and the United States Championship was not on the line. That's the thing.
No,
yeah. Valentine's still United States champion. He would lose that belt a couple months later to a heel Dick Slater, a heel versus heel match. But because Piper, I just want Valentine. I don't care about the title. I just want Valentine, and I want him so he won't run away anymore. So we're gonna have a dog collar match. Even though it's the let me qualify this. It's not the first ever dog collar match. Nowhere close. It's not even the first dog collar match on a major card. It's the first dog collar match at Starrcade and the first dog collar match on a pay-per-view. Oh, no, there was no pay-per-view then. It was the first dog collar match in Starrcade history.
Yeah.
Freddie Blassie and John Tolos had one in the 60s, and obviously the biggest one before that was Junkyard Dog versus Michael Hayes, 30,000 people in the Superdome 3 years earlier in 1980. But so the dog collar match was already a thing, but it's the first time there had been one in the NWA, and making its debut in Starrcade is the match that everyone remembers was Piper and Valentine. Aesthetically, it was not pleasing because they can't really do what a Piper and Valentine match could do, but what it's known for, and like you just said, Dan, was the stiffness and the hard way stuff, and the
Never
guys
forget it. I see it when I
literally
close my eyes, man.
beating the shit out of each other. So yes, you're ranking Starrcade matches. This has to be in the top 5, if only for its place in history. I was saying it was the best match. It's not even the best match that Piper and Valentine have ever had.
Yeah, well, I believe that. Yeah,
But that one for the aesthetic and for what it meant iconically in Starrcade history, it's got to be top 5.
this one I'm interested in your thoughts. Well, I'm always interested in your thoughts. This is one I've been just like, I wonder what he's gonna say about this. 1987 for the NWA World Television UWF Television Championship.
Oh,
Terry
Taylor versus
and
Nikita Koloff.
Which I will be, again, honestly, forgot this was a thing. Forgot this was a match, and forgot those titles were on the line.
The NWA had just bought the UWF. Bill Watts had to sell his company.
That's right. He was slightly in debt.
Yeah, and the NWA had absorbed a lot of the UWF wrestlers.
Sting,
Sting, Rick Steiner,
not Warrior,
not Warrior, and Terry Taylor. Terry Taylor was the last UWF champion, and going up against Nikita Koloff, he was the NWA TV champion. And leading up to that, Nikita had been getting the better of Terry Taylor in their when they would have showdowns, talking about the match coming up. So Nikita coming out and beating Terry Taylor was probably the worst, not even the worst kept secret, but it's like, I've always been a Terry Taylor fan. I thought he should have got a lot. He always did great when every territory he went. I thought he was a custom-made babyface. Terry Taylor's his real name. So it's like, how could you not push this guy to the moon because he can work, he looks great, he can talk, he's got all the above, but Terry Taylor didn't really connect. He was good at it, but there's no way he was beating Nikita. And Nikita later would unify the belts. I don't know why this match would be a top 10 in anywhere. If the only significance was that it unified the championships, and it just took away the last championship that UWF had, because every other belt had been dissolved or absorbed by the NWA. So this was the last remnants of the UWF. And what happens when you absorb another company, you job out all their guys. It started with Big Bubba beating the one-man gang for the UWF Heavyweight Championship. Big Bubba's first solo match ever on UWF, he wins the UWF Heavyweight Championship over the one-man gang. Who knew 2 years later they would be the Big Boss Man and Akeem and be tag team partners? But
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but that was the start of the NWA guys coming in and beating all the UWF guys. So Nikita versus Terry, it was an okay match. Both guys are okay. I mean, Terry's a better wrestler than Nikita,
I'm not a fan of Terry.
Okay.
And that's got nothing. I only begin on the not in wrestling.
Yeah.
Or the not in the ring stuff. I don't get it. He was supposed to be the original Mr. Perfect. Don't get it.
Yeah.
I understand. He'll always be the Rooster to me.
Yeah, and that was because of Terry Taylor's attitude and what rubbed people the wrong way about Terry Taylor. And
Rooster?
What rubbed Vince the wrong way. Because him being thought he was a cock of the walk. And so, yeah, there he was.
I am the Lord of the Dance.
Yeah. But no, I don't know why that is ranked above
Hey,
Piper and
fond memories for Dana. That's why it's Dana's Top 40. Dana's Top 40 here on
Dana's Top 40.
WHIAC. I know there's too many letters, but we're going with it. God damn it. Number 3. I almost got ahead of myself.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last Starrcade before Hogan.
Okay.
And this is the last Starrcade before, like I said, just go to like Starrcade VHS covers.
Mm-hmm.
Look at
And
Starrcade 93. And look at Starrcade 93. We're like, ah, Jesus.
Compare and contrast.
Compare and contrast and laugh. Rest in peace, I guess. I forget he's dead. I really do. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I forget Hogan. Say what you want about Hogan. I thought he was going to live forever. He was the immortal Hulk Hogan, and I forget sometimes he's dead. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Number 3, Starrcade number 3, 93, 3. The WCW title versus career, Vader versus Ric Flair.
Yeah, Shaq in his corner. This was Ric Flair's kind of comeback. He'd already been back in WCW, but going up against Vader, he was completely overmatched, and the vignettes leading up to it really made it seem like he's going to get killed. Vader's just going to absolutely destroy him. And Vader did, some hard way shots. You saw the Flair at the end, the blood coming out of his mouth was real.
Flair took an ass whooping on this.
That he did.
He worked on that one. Damn.
He did. And again, testament to Rick. I think that was Rick's kind of letting everyone know that he was still the man.
The man.
And so I consider that an upset over Vader.
Yeah. It's Vader.
Yeah, Vader. The common denominator in the 90s, especially pay-per-views in early 90s, I say BH before Hulk, was Vader. You had this super athletic monster heel that would beat the shit out of you, literally, and made for an effective world champion. And to sell this match of Flair even having a chance, you don't have that without the gravitas of that victory, without Ric Flair, who, he had a year earlier, he was in WWF. A year earlier, he was the WWF heavyweight champion. So,
This. Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to harp on it. It's a great match.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. This is, like I said, there's BH, AH.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2. I don't see you disagreeing with number 2, number 1, maybe where they're placed, but I can see you going, yeah, all right. Number 2, although this might set you off. So 1983, I know you know where I'm going with it. The NWA World Heavyweight Championship in the cage. Ric Flair versus Harley Race. Not only does Ric Flair win with the pinfall, he hits that goddamn flying cross body.
The one move Harley
The one
Race,
time.
the one move that Harley Race can counter, because that's exactly how he lost to Dusty, the flying body press.
The son of a bitch.
And flying body press off of the ropes onto Harley Race. Special referee and former NWA heavyweight champion Gene Kiniski horribly out of position.
Yeah.
Horribly out of position because he was supposed to fall over.
He had to hop over. Yeah.
Yeah. The story going into Starrcade 5 days earlier, Vince McMahon out to dinner with Harley Race offered him an undisclosed sum to come to the WWF with the NWA title.
Wow.
And depending on who you believe, after Harley said no, Vince attempted to double leg him, tried to take him down. And
yeah, right. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Of all the guys that I could absolutely see, Vince is a big dude. I could absolutely see him trying to double leg somebody. Harley? No fucking way.
Regardless of what did happen in that bathroom,
Hell no.
outside of Vince's initial offer, which was legit, to not drop the title, to leave the NWA with the championship, to come to WWF. Harley, man of his word. This was Flair for the gold. That's what is missing. Starrcade '83. The original title, Starrcade '83, a Flair for the gold.
Yep.
Ric Flair's shot at regaining the NWA Heavyweight Championship that he had lost to Harley 6 months earlier in June. So all roads led to the Charlotte Coliseum and the first ever Starrcade, the main event, steel cage, Gene Kiniski, special guest referee. This match was broadcast on closed circuit television in Florida, in Georgia, and in Puerto Rico. And Flair made appearances in all those territories to talk about his, regaining the NWA Heavyweight Championship. Flair is a face, mind you, because he and Ricky Steamboat also had agreed. One of the great things that happened after the bout, when all the wrestlers, baby faces primarily, came to the ring, Angelo Mosca putting Flair on his shoulders, and the new tag team champions Ricky Steamboat and Jay Youngblood congratulating Rick, and Ricky Steamboat saying, "You owe me one, brother." And no one knew what they were talking about, but they realized it was a title shot.
Yeah.
But the match itself, it's standard race Flair. Again, like we said with Sting and Vader, or Flair and anyone, they can't have a bad match. And at this point, this is '83, so he and Flair had been having matches, at least for the NWA championship, for at least 6 years now. Because when Race regained it in '77, and Flair became one of the guys to dethrone Harley, and he was on the short list. It was between Flair, DiBiase, and David Von Erich. And Flair, turned out to be the guy, but they had matches up and down every major arena in the South and in Toronto for the past 6 years. So by the time they got
Toronto,
yeah, because the NWA was Toronto was a huge NWA stronghold. So you had to, and Frank Tunney was the promoter there, so they had to make good. And St. Louis as well. They had a lot of 1 hour draws in St. Louis. Flair did.
I wanted to add, because you brought up St. Louis. I'll bring this up. Dana said Flair versus Race was multi-pronged. In Mid-Atlantic, Flair was the good guy, but St. Louis Central States, Race was the hero, with Flair even putting a bounty out on him. Right. The next night, and I guess this is after Starrcade, Flair had to defend the title in St. Louis, and Dana said, I think it was against David Von Erich.
Yeah, that's true. That was Flair's first title defense after regaining the heavyweight championship against David Von Erich. And one of the guys that tried to collect the bounty that Flair put on Harley Race was Bruiser Brody.
Nice.
And Brody turned heel to get that bounty because he had been a babyface in St. Louis.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Blair actually lost. He lost the NWA title to Harley Race in St. Louis when Harley became a 7-time champion. And again, Harley was a babyface there.
And Starrcade '88 is what killed St. Louis, right? Is it '88 or?
Starrcade killed Chicago. They were
Chicago.
in Chicago.
No. Yeah. What? All right. What NWA show? I'm confusing them, and I'm sure Dana will pop this up maybe after you, because we're on a delay. What is the NWA WCW show that runs out of the Keel, and it just nothing?
It was St. Louis. Keel is in St. Louis.
Yeah, I know. What show is that?
Oh God, was that?
I can't. That's what I'm saying. I can't remember. I thought it was a Starrcade.
It might have been. No, it wasn't. The Bunkhouse Stampede was in New York. That was the NW, and that was NWA's first ever pay-per-view, which is horrible.
1990 Starrcade with Flair wearing a mask.
Starrcade.
That's it. Okay. Thank
the
you.
Black Scorpion. Yes.
I swear. I swore that was the Keel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is an awesome name, by the way.
That's an awesome name. Great place for hockey.
Yeah,
for the Blues. Yeah.
Fuck the Blues. I'm just kidding. I've got nothing against the Blues. I don't care. I don't care, right? I hate the Penguins. Who are they? What did the Flyers do tonight playing the Penguins? Well, they went into a penalty kill in the first 2 minutes, and they got scored against because Rick Tockett's a shit coach. Anyway.
Is that number one?
Nope, this is number one. And
Okay.
I think you know what number one is going to be.
I don't. If Flair and Race is number 2, and fucking Steamboat and Youngblood versus the Briscoes at number 11, I can't possibly think of what number 1 is. I really can't.
I like I said, and this is not this for better or for worse, Dana. This is probably my number 1, number 2. I might swap them because flying body press, but number 1 for Dana, 1985, Magnum TA versus Tully Blanchard for the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship, the cage match, and in HIAC Talk Radio lore, when we interviewed Tully Blanchard, and I threw, not that Chris didn't know, it's just Chris was not familiar with Tully Blanchard's career, and I threw him an easy shot question to Tully. We had him for an hour, and he asks him about the cage, and unfortunately for Omega, and I love him, it's the only time he's ever made a mistake on the show, because usually I'm the one doing it. Tully asks a qualifying question of if he saw it, and he told him no. And Tully said, well, if you have not seen the cage match, Tully Blanchard and Magnum TA, then you haven't done your due diligence. And then went into the question. I'm like, oh, no. Man, come on.
Dude.
I almost made a shirt, but I actually really felt bad. Like Dean laughed about it for a while, but I kind of really felt bad.
I did, yeah. But I listened to that, and that's the first time
I
heard your podcast. Like, you got Tully Blanchard pumping gas.
The first person that I messaged was you, because okay, real quick, and just to clarify again, for some reason, Tully Blanchard popped. I don't know how. I don't know why. Maybe he wanted to kill me. But Tully Blanchard added me as a friend on Facebook. Maybe we were in one of the wrestling group. This is like 2012, so years ago. He added me on Facebook. And I told Dean, I was like, Dean, the Tully Blanchard account, it can't be real. And it's got a picture of him in that day, older Tully then.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, well, ask him. And I was like, if I ask him, I'm going to ask him to come on the show. He goes, well, the worst he could say is no. Now, in the back of my mind, I was like, well, no, he could say much worse than that. It's Tully goddamn Blanchard.
Exactly.
But the Dana, I don't know if she's heard this story before, but this is the second greatest wrestling DM I ever got. The second one being, which I have access to again because I recovered my account, is Kevin Von Erich texted me after comparing a Dallas Stars match, God damn it, a Dallas Stars hockey game having less people in the crowd than a Sportatorium match on a Friday night, and he messaged me, good one, is me messaging Tully and going, hi, I just wanted to reach out. My name's Dan, blah, blah, blah. Is this really Tully Blanchard? And his response the next day was, who did you want it to be? I was like, all right. Well,
yep.
Okay, that would be Tully. Hey, do you want to do an interview with it? And I'll never forget, he gave me a number. I was like, Dean, you're in charge. I don't know if I can handle this. And we called him on a 2-way call. This is Tully. I was like, oh shit, fuck, that's Tully. I can't believe this is Tully. Because even Dean and I were like, maybe this is a prank. And sure as shit. And then, like I said, halfway through the interview, pumps gas. Hold on, fellas.
Yep.
So, yes, and then blah, blah, blah. All right, 1 second. Drives. Anyway, Tully versus Magnum. I really like this match. I put it as my number 2, but it's Dana's number 1. Go ahead, Mr. Professor. Sir.
No, this is obviously still next to Flair Funk. This might be the greatest I Quit match of all time, if not just for the visual of
so
Magnum over Tully with the broken chair and Baby Doll screaming, on the apron. And Tully's just wail because he never said the words "I quit."
He even mentioned that. He mentioned that on the interview that day. So he goes, I just want to point out, I never said I quit.
And not even breaking kayfabe. He said that every single interview after the match.
Absolutely.
That, they took my United States Championship from me, Magnum TA, but you never made me say I quit. And that was the and that was the upward trajectory of Magnum TA as well. We talk about the Tully going from 84 against Ricky Steamboat, and then the very next year 85 against Magnum, two of the greatest matches in wrestling, not just in Starrcade history, but the common denominator is Tully Blanchard. He's a main event player. That solidified him, because he had beaten Magnum for the United States Championship before, and Magnum had held that belt for about 8 months at that point. So, a year earlier, Magnum was just being brought in, by Dusty, and positioning him to be his, Dusty would be 1 and Magnum would be 1A. That's why Steamboat left, or Steamboat saw the writing on the wall. So the rise of Magnum TA, he didn't lose. Tully gave him his first loss ever in the NWA. So that made Tully a made guy. And for Magnum to regain the United States Championship, made Magnum the number 1 guy. And, the following year in 86 would be would start his rise to be NWA champion. Alas, it wasn't to be, because the car accident, that happened a month before Starrcade. But yeah, that was a career match for both men. And I remember back when house shows would repeat the pay-per-view matches for the crowd that didn't see it. So Magnum and Tully had a series of I Quit matches in house shows across the country, which Magnum hated. And I'm sure Tully wasn't too fond of it either, since, he wasn't going over. But he said that, and I remember Magnum giving an interview on an NWA show, one of the syndicated shows. He said, you have several matches more matches with Tully Blanchard coming up in I Quit matches. Because, if I could possibly help it, I never want to do another I Quit match again. And after they satisfied their house show requirements of, doing this, the same matches over again. Now, imagine, Dan, they have to do several I Quit matches over and over again in these house shows. Jim Cornette said the same thing. They had to do scaffold matches in house shows too. After Starrcade as well. And one thing is saying I quit and getting busted up, and the other thing falling from a scaffold night after night.
Yeah.
So house show matches, or the schedule back then was no joke. But yes, I would put that in my top 5. It wouldn't be my number 1, but for the significance and for what it did for both men's careers, you cannot deny Magnum versus Tully is one of the greatest career-making matches of all time for both men.
Dana wanted to add Shivani freaking out as Magnum stabs Tully with a sharp object.
Yeah.
And this match is an emotional one. Listen to the audience. No cute chants. Just people screaming at times in terror because they're invested.
Yeah.
Can't get that anywhere right now.
No. And invested in both guys, because they want to see Blanchard get his ass kicked, and everyone absolutely adored Magnum. And the screams. Listen to the women. That's where you're also missing. The women screaming because they were absolutely in love with Magnum. That's also another thing that's missing. The amount of women fans that would outnumber the men in the most matches, especially in the NWA in the 80s, between Magnum and the Rock and Roll Express. You had a lot of, women were there for not just being wrestling fans, but, because the guys were hot.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah. Imagine women paying to see guys that they want to see wrestling half naked, rolling around the mat.
Bailey. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong year.
Yeah. Yes. Dana, thank you so much for this list. Incredibly flawed though it is, I really enjoyed these trips down memory lane.
He won it at what cost? Yeah, Magnum gets into the dark side, wins the match, listen, Magnum was getting shit on for a long time, you know? He deserved to get a stab or two.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
fault him for that.
No,
Tired of
and
getting his ass beat in the locker room, but
and Magnum regaining the United States Championship from Tully would set Tully up in the Four Horsemen. And that would set the stage for Magnum and Nikita, who had debuted late in '84, and by '85 he'd be the number one heel in the company. And he and Magnum, another career-defining feud that would make Nikita, and Magnum losing to Nikita freed up Magnum to finally take the next step to be the NWA Heavyweight Championship. And the domino effect of his car accident just threw everything out of whack. If not for that car accident, Nikita doesn't turn babyface.
yeah.
Luger doesn't. You could see Magnum Luger matches.
Thanks. Get Luger now.
Mm-hmm. Sting wouldn't have been elevated as quickly as he would if there had been no Magnum car accident.
Oh wait, no, that's okay then. No,
Yeah.
sorry. No, never mind. Danny just said, I have another heavily flawed list ready to email if you're interested. Go ahead.
Hit it.
Why
Yeah.
not? Take my mind. Go for it.
Bring it on.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was interesting to see your reaction to some of these and some of the matches I forgot, quite frankly.
Yeah, and some of the matches I had forgotten, and that's why I love lists like this, or going back down memory lane and remembering where I was or when I saw these matches. A lot of them I saw live, a lot of them I saw on pay-per-view, and a couple of them I saw on a big screen, on closed circuit TV before there was pay-per-view. I had to travel, leave my home, and go to an arena to watch a big screen to see Starrcade. Because it was an event, and in Philly, Starrcade was a huge deal. So I remember leaving my home on Thanksgiving night. I had to tell my mom we had to eat dinner. We always ate dinner early on Thanksgiving. But mom, I gotta go. So I gotta walk 10 blocks to get a bus to take me to the Broad and Olney subway, to take that to City Hall, to take another subway surface trolley to 30th and Walnut, to walk to the Civic Center, to sit on the floor and see a big screen to watch Starrcade '87, and then take it all the way back when there was nothing running. So that was fun. Getting back to home on Thanksgiving night at midnight.
Oh yeah, good job.
Mm-hmm. Memories.
Hey, you made it.
Yeah, I did make it. Somehow I made it back.
I mean, I didn't travel the same lines that you did, but I was more afraid of getting somebody kicking my ass in Township, Cherry Hill, than I ever was when I went over the train and walked South Street, went to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Nobody fucked with me there.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because I was always solid. It was like, I guess. I don't know why I didn't get fucked with. I'm apparently the worst person in the world. I got a big mouth, but it never happened. Craig, it's been a lot of fun. I needed a little takeaway.
I needed it too, Dan. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you.
Well, we will have another list, I guess, next week. Misty said, leave the house. No way.
Way. Times were different back then, Misty.
Excuse me. I guess I'm tired.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
That was a gap. Craig, where can people follow you, my friend?
They can follow me if they so choose on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube at Craig Ligons, CraigLiggeons.
Yeah, follow me, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. God,
Wow.
there's so much. Go to danlaw.tv. Seriously, I have all the links there. Click on whatever one you want to follow me on. Click them, follow them on both. Let's have some fun because there's a lot of bad stuff going on, and we all needed a little
break.
little
distraction.
break. We need a little fun in the middle of all the seriousness. We can still get some serious stuff, but we need to have a little fun.
Definitely.
Supper. I Love Wrestling just came on to YouTube and said, supper.
Supper. Yeah, I can go for some supper. Is that a
Supper's
greedy?
ready. So
Oh,
are you
okay.
a Genesis? Are you a Genesis fan? I made that up. They didn't say supper's
okay.
ready. They just say supper's ready. Yeah.
Okay, I'm hungry.
Yes, I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm always hungry. I mean, look at me. Hey, Craig, did you know I was fat?
No, all I noticed
Oh.
was the crowd. All I noticed was the crowd booing.
Oh. How's it going? We're about to bail. I Love Wrestling, so watch the replay.
Yeah,
Yes.
come back earlier. I love wrestling. If you do love wrestling, you'll be here on time.
I'm not sure I buy it because wrestling is spelled backwards, but sure.
Okay.
danlaw.tv on all social media links. Yeah, go to that and find all my social media links. For Craig Lagance and Derek McDonald and Judah.
Yes, and you.
I'm the above average comedian, Dan Calachico. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Take care of each other. Keep it on the paper. Good night. They just said your opinions on the AEW with the pay-per-view. I don't think it's a real account.
And there you have it. It's the end of the show. It's the end of the show, motherfucker!